Finally, thank God we're done with Robin. Now let's get started on Batgirl, with of course the first Batgirl, Bette Kane. Oh, I'm sorry, did you think Barbra was the first? Well then, let me fix that. Bette Kane was first introduced into comics in Batman 139 April 1961 as the niece of what is now Earth 2's Batwoman, Kathy Kane. Kathy and Bette were created by Bob Kane with the purpose of being love interests for both Batman and Robin because, well... the ambiguously gay duo. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. After the 60s, Bette and Kathy Kane would not appear in Batman comics until 1989, when, after the events of Infinite Crisis, Bette would take up the mantle of Flamebird and would go under a big recreation by writer Marv Wolf and artist George Perez. Near the end of the 1960s, DC Comics thought they needed to keep going with a Batgirl character. Gee, I wonder if this had anything to do with women's rights movements getting pissed off at the fact that you had utility purses. However, I can't imagine why. But, instead of remaking the Bette Kane character, Gardner Fox and Carmen Inferno, I believe that's how you pronounce this person's last name, were tasked with coming up with an all-new Batgirl. Their solution? Barbara Gordon, daughter of James Gordon. Okay, so Barbara's first appearance was in Detective Comics 359, January of 1967, and would also serve as a love interest for Dick Grayson. Barbara would continue to be Batgirl until 1988 in DC graphic novel The Killing Joke, where the Joker would gun Barbara down and paralyze her, and also try to dramatize Jim Gordon. After that event, she would continue to fight crime as Oracle. The character, Oracle, first made her appearance in comic books as Oracle in Suicide Squad number 23, anonymously offering her services to the government's Task Force X. And following 2 years, Oracle, under pen of Ostrander and Yale, made guest appearances in various DC titles until her identity was revealed to be Barbara Gordon in Suicide Squad issue 38, 1990, and she officially became a member of the squad in issue 48, following the invention of Amanda Waller in 1992. Dennis O'Neil wrote Oracle as Batman's sole source of information in Batman Sword of Azrael number 1. This newly forged partnership established Oracle's status as Batman's intellectual equal, and she subsequently featured in the 12-issue miniseries The Hacker Files. In Oracle Year 1, a story arc contained in the Batman Chronicles number 5, 1996. She is now, at least last time I checked anyways, Batgirl again in the New 52. As for alterations of the Barbara Gordon character, there are quite a few variants on that character that have appeared in time travel stories and crossover events, including the limited series 0 Hour Crisis in Time, a follow-up story preceded by the 1985 limited series Crisis on Infinite Earths, which alternate mainstream continuity. Notable imprints of DC Comics such as Elseworlds and All-Star DC Comics have also featured alternate versions of the character. The Elseworld imprints take the company's iconic character and places them in alternate timelines, which was kind of sort of DC's way to be like, hey, here's an alternate universe, but also kind of not really. Barbara Gordon, as both Batgirl and Oracle, made several appearances in the Elseworld comics. In 1997, the character is given a starring role in the noir-style story Thrill Killer, Batman and Robin, 1997. Its sequel, Batgirl and Batman, Thrill Killer 62 in 1998, and the one-shot comic Elseworld's Finest, Supergirl and Batgirl, 1998. In addition, the character has supporting roles in JLA The Nail, JLA Created Equal, Superman and Batman Generations, Batman Year 100, and Batman Earth 1. A version of her appears as Nightwing in the Smallville comic series, which is meant to continue off of the TV show, replacing Stephanie Brown as the previous promoted character. And that pretty much covers Bette Kane and Barbara Gordon. Next time, Cassandra Cain.